Welcome, everybody, to the best Monday of all time. At least until KOTOR returns. Then that'll be the best Monday of all time. But for now, welcome to temporarily the best Monday of all time. I'm your host of Mondays, Mr. Matty, and today we are getting into finally some updates on what's happening with Xbox and Bethesda. It's been a hot topic on the channel for about the last half a year. We're wondering if all Bethesda games are going to be exclusive, full lockdown. See you later, PlayStation. Will they be timed exclusives where PlayStation will have their fun eventually? Or will it be something along the lines of just day one Game Pass? Perhaps even it's just going to be multi-plat and business will operate as per usual for Bethesda. We don't have answers, but we're getting them very soon thanks to a breadcrumb from the gracious table of Jeff Grubb, which has now landed on our laps, and we're going to go ahead, inspect this, dissect it, chew on it a little bit, and then, of course, discuss. So, let's get into the clip that spawned this entire discussion, and then we shall continue.
The Bethesda deal should close in the next week or two. Do you think Microsoft will have an announcement/event regarding Bethesda future within Xbox when the deal is official soon after? Yes. So I was I saw this in Discord when he asked that. So yeah, if you want to ask questions, you can ask us in the Discord or during the show. You can use the super chat feature. So if you're watching now and you have a question, that's the best way to do it. But I saw this in the Discord. I was like, glad someone asked that because it's like gives me a chance to talk about it. I think they're going to have an event for this. My understanding is this is like, leading up to E3, like what's going to be happening. I think this is one of the milestones for Microsoft before E3, where once the deal closes, they will talk about it in a big way. I don't know if it'll be like a full direct style event, but they will make note of it and they will talk about it extensively and explain what it means to everybody and kind of talk about the immediate future for both companies becoming one in the future. So yeah, expect that to happen sometime in mid-March, I would expect. So
for those of you who are unaware of who Jeff Grubb is, which if you watched any of my Mass Effect content, you're probably very familiar with him because we mentioned his name like every single video. We made like one speculative video, and then Jeff Grubb said, by the way, this HD remaster is coming for Mass Effect, and we just exploded from there. And he continued to provide updates that were accurate on the game, such as when it got delayed, what the name of the game was, all of that stuff. So Jeff is saying that sometime in mid-March, after the Bethesda deal has been finalized, that there will be a type of showcase, a major acknowledgement of the deal being complete, and that Xbox will in turn let us know what exactly is happening with the future of Bethesda games, which, can I just say, thank you. I'm so tired of debating people. I'm tired of talking about, will Starfield come out in 2021? I am so beyond tired of trying to tell people that I think that Xbox will make these games exclusive. Just give us the answers. Even if I'm wrong, man, I really don't care. It's just my thoughts, but I'm so tired of my mentions on Twitter being filled with this stuff. Now, for those who haven't been keeping track of Starfield, since actually the acquisition of Bethesda, there's been numerous leaks with gameplay screenshots, which are seemingly real. Not only that, but major members of Bethesda staff have been caught wearing Starfield merchandise, which I think indicates that the game is a little bit closer than most actually expect. So with all that in the mix, and now we know that a Bethesda style event is coming relatively soon, I don't know, man. I think we're going to see a little bit of Starfield there. I don't know if we're going to get like a full reveal, by the way. I don't anticipate that whatsoever. June is still going to be a major month for this industry. It's still going to have a lot of big showcases to prepare us for the fall, and I think that's where we'll see a major unveiling of Starfield. But as it stands right now, I think in March, we are going to see that Starfield is going to be Xbox exclusive. I do believe, although I think Xbox will lock all these games down, I think more realistically, all new IP get locked down. So Starfield, Indiana Jones are the only two we know of right now, but something like a Wolfenstein 3, which I think is around the corner for Bethesda, I think something like that is going to be multi-platform with day one Game Pass, which is still a great boost to Xbox in general, and more importantly, a boost to Wolfenstein, because that series has not sold well since its first entry. So I'm happy to see something like that potentially in the works, but for now, I do think we are going to see Starfield this teaser event. I can't imagine it not being there. The reason for that is because, ladies and gentlemen, since the acquisition, that's all Phil Spencer has mentioned, that's all any Xbox Wire post has mentioned is Starfield. Starfield this, Starfield that. So I feel like that's got to be there. Maybe not in the full capacity of what we normally expect from a Bethesda reveal, but some type of tease, like a gameplay teaser, a good idea of what this game looks like, because A lot of us believe that since this isn't Fallout or Elder Scrolls, something something that's marketable and familiar, Bethesda needs a little bit more time to tell people about this game, what exactly it is, and what we can expect. So I think, yeah, there's a really strong chance that Starfield in mid-March is there during this showcase or whatever. Like Jeff said, though, I don't think this is going to be something like a Nintendo Direct. I believe him on that, of course. I think this is going to be something along the lines of a blog post from Bethesda Game Studios, from the Xbox Wire, and then a video called, say, The Future of Bethesda, or Xbox's Future with Bethesda, kind of documenting what we can expect from exclusivity to future Game Pass deals, to what this has enabled Xbox to do with Bethesda and how Bethesda games are going to improve on Xbox. You know, something that's going to hype up Xbox fans at the end of the day, and I think make PlayStation fans really, really salty. And I don't even say that to be like antagonistic, just once again, my Twitter mentions are disgusting. Like, it's all I see are just people pissed off and they happen to have PlayStation fan in their Twitter bio. With Starfield, a lot of people have debated if this game is coming out in 2021. I'm going to have a completely separate video discussing that tomorrow, or at least that is the plan currently, unless more news breaks, just because I personally believe and have been told that 2021 is the year for Starfield. Now, that can be subject to change due to the pandemic, but I've said this for multiple months. Expect Starfield in 2021 unless there is an internal delay, and then people will tell you otherwise. But right now, the goal internally is get this game out this year. Get it out for the holiday season. That is the goal. Will they rush it? I certainly hope not. But we'll talk about this more in a separate video. The reason for that is because I just think a lot of people, I'm not saying it in like a demeaning way, but I do feel like a lot of people don't know the development cycle of Starfield and like where it started, how it's been going, who worked on 76. And so I just think that combined with some new rumors will make for a great separate video. For now, let's continue with this topic at hand. What can we expect from Bethesda games when it comes to Xbox? Well, a developer from Playground Games, the team who's working on Fable, actually let us in on what they generally expect. This comes from PlayStation Universe. During an interview with Seb SSOL Live, Gangler commented, "The studios were already in their development cycle, and this is a message that Microsoft communicates all the time. They are not going to suddenly stop the development of a PlayStation version, for example. If your game is cross-platform, they're not going to say, now it's an Xbox exclusive. They are in a long-term strategy and don't want to expressly take the game away from a community because they bought the studio." Now, here's the thing. This is why I say I could totally see Xbox just going hard and saying, we're locking it all down. But more realistically, I think it's going to be new IP only, strictly because of this. Something like Starfield, which was, by the way, being shopped for exclusivity, why does that suddenly go away now because PlayStation's not in the mix? I don't really understand why that'd be the case. But anyway, new IP, definitely you want that to be attached to the Xbox brand, because what if it's this big booming success? You know, Halo, Gears, I love those franchises, man. I love them. We talk about them all the time on Defining Duke. They are great series. I love playing them. I've been playing through all the Gears games. After that, I'm doing all the Halo games. Like, they're phenomenal, and they are flagships. Siri, I'm going to tell you right now that those games do not do enough for Xbox right now, and they need new IP. So yeah, when it comes to a Starfield or Indiana Jones, I think Xbox is 100% going to lock them down. And seeing a developer within the Microsoft ecosystem say that, a lot of people said, oh, this means Starfield. That's going to be multi-platform. No, sorry. At the bare minimum, they are going to lock down new IP, because then what is truly the point? Yes, Game Pass is the future, but then what truly is the point of the acquisition if you can't bolster what you are offering to your community at the bare minimum? You know, this idea that Xbox has to operate wholly differently from a Nintendo or a PlayStation is so baffling to me. I can't wrap my head around it. I know some people think I'm biased because I run an Xbox show. I really don't care. I've had no problem calling Microsoft out in the past. It's just one of those things that I just struggle to wrap my head around. Carrying this into the next topic, one argument I frequently get is, well, if these games were coming this year, if Xbox was actually going to be doing something with Bethesda on an exclusive capacity, they would have said it already. Number one, the deal has to go through, which is happening on March 5th. Everything is proceeding smoothly as we speak. So it looks like Mid-March is where we can look for an event, but also not enough people own these next-gen systems to justify big announcements for them. That is sadly the reality. Between the pandemic and the shortage of supplies, AMD is producing hardware for both PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and they are saying that hardware shortages will continue up until the middle of this year. So yeah, you're going to see a teaser, a discussion of what's happening with the future of Xbox, but no, they're not going to go hard and start swinging with major announcements because, to be honest, most people don't own the hardware that they're trying to market the games for. You know, so that's why Starfield, Halo Infinite, those are exciting in the fall because that's when the systems will be more readily available, where there will be more supply and people will be able to get these games on these systems. That works for Xbox, and that even works for PlayStation way more. Why do you think suddenly things went dark on Ratchet & Clank, and now it happens to be launching in June? And they said that it was going to launch in the console launch window of the game. I'm just saying, man, they're holding back for a reason. And so Xbox is doing the same until more of you out there can get your hands on your Series S, your Series X, which is a little bit easier than PlayStation, albeit both these systems are like near impossible to get your hands on. Like, you have to see the listing go live, get right on it, buy it right then and there. Otherwise, it's gone in moments. So yeah, based off what Jeff Grubb is saying, that there is going to be an event mid-March. Yeah, we're going to see the future of Bethesda games. I think most notably is going to be Starfield. I don't know if there's going to be more announcements there, but I think given the fact that pretty much every Xbox blog post has mentioned Starfield when talking about Bethesda, that's going to be their major push there, and they're going to see if they can get that out this year. And if they can't, then they will likely delay it. And that'll bring about an interesting situation because I don't think Bethesda Game Studios, developers of like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, has launched a game in spring since Oblivion, which would be 2006. I mean, it's been that long. So if the game does get delayed, that'll present a very unique historical nerdy Bethesda moment. None of you care. All right, so anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for you in today's video. But yeah, an interesting discussion, an update that soon we will be receiving on what's happening with Xbox and Bethesda. It's good to have a time frame, an expectation there. March 5th is, like I said, when the deal is supposedly going through in the EU. I believe that Xbox is currently operating on the capacity of, hey, we own Bethesda. Let's start planning this event. Nothing's going to stop us now. We're far enough in the deal where nothing's going to get halted. And so with that, it's pretty exciting, really. I'm very excited to see Xbox take a hard swing here and just talk about what this deal means for them. And I think this milestone, and then you have something in June, that's a good pace to me. That's good. That's exciting, especially with May being busy. Things are really going to start ramping up for this year. So I'm really pumped about this. Just wanted to share some of my thoughts on this topic at hand. See what all of you think, of course. So let me know what's going on in the old cranium in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who continue to support the hell out of the content here. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I will talk with you very soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.